Is a mic on? What's happening YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Terry. I make vlogs and vlogging tutorials mainly. Also, I'm a videographer. So a few months ago, I made a post about doing a Q&A and now we finally here. Although I kept delaying it because there wasn't that many responses. It was like 5 replies or something. But we're still gonna do it. I mean, there were a lot of same questions popping up in my comments, so I'm gonna address that as well. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first question, what got me into filming? I think I'll take it way back when I first started on this creative path. I started as a graphic designer. Ever since I was young, I've always been obsessed with aesthetic stuff, from graphic design, architecture, then onto photographies, and then videography. I just like the cinematic aesthetic look of how things are. And as I progressed in my creative career, I just couldn't find a way to express my creativity. So I needed an outlet and I found YouTube. Also, I'm a person that likes to learn and I just want to share it to people, but there was no way that I can share it. I didn't know who I should share it with. So I just, chuck it onto the internet and see who I can help. But to be fair, I think deep down, I just wanted to help my old self. Like, I wish I knew all this when I was in my earlier years. And also I see this as a pathway to financial freedom. Like, to be honest, I'm always interested in entrepreneurship kind of stuff, business side of things. And I've never had the courage to step into it. And now here we are. Fashion tips. Okay, well, I guess just wear something that you feel confident in. Like for me, I like wearing oversized clothing. I really like hip hop since I was young. And I was really into that culture and the clothing and everything. But also it sort of hides my flaw, my body. So that's good because I don't feel really confident when I wear like super tight clothing. And 2 of my favorite streetwear brands right now are from Korea. First one, This Is Never That. I just really like the style of their clothing. They call it like the Korean Supreme. I don't know if it's equivalent, but another one is England. I really love their style and the cutting of their clothing, which is super unique. We'll go to another part. Too many flies. I can't deal with it. Just want to take you guys to one of the nearby spots where I discovered during my run. I realized it's not that close if you're walking. Super hot today. What's the next one? What cameras, lens, and filter do I use? Well, the one that I'm shooting right now is the Sony a6700. I also have a B cam, which is my secondary camera, like the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Ace Pro 2 from Insta360. This camera body, I got it earlier this year before my trip. I was using the A6400 from Sony. It was good, but the problem is it doesn't have the in-body stabilization. So it was really difficult to vlog, especially if you don't have a steady shot lens. Also, it doesn't have 10-bit color. A lot harder to have beautiful images like this. So those 2 are the main reasons why I upgraded. Yeah, the upgrade really paid off. I'm really happy with what I'm getting. But if you're just interested in doing talking head videos, I think the A6400 is good enough. For the lens, right now I'm shooting on the Sony 10-14 f4. which is a wide lens where I use it for vlogging. The other one, which is now my favorite, is the Sigma 18-50mm. I just like how zoom lenses can just tighten up your angle and shots instantly rather than having to switch to different lenses. Yeah, before I got the Sigma lens, my secondary lens is the Sigma 30mm. That one is really good as well, but the problem is, it doesn't have the zoom. I also have a Sigma 16mm, which I don't use that much anymore. For filter, right now I'm using the Freewell Hybrid Thread. I can't remember the name, but it's the variable ND filter. It's way better than the Hoya that I got previously. It has less color shift. So this is my go-to setup right now. I use the Osmo Pocket 3 when I'm usually with my partner, where I don't want to bring too much or like a bulky item with me. And the Ace Pro 2 is when I need to do some action shots, like maybe going to the gym. I found it easier because the gimbal can be quite fragile. It's just too hot. I'm getting out of here. This is better. At least I'm not under the sun. If someone wants to buy a camera, which brand do you think is the best choice? Well, I personally use Sony. I've never used other brands, so I will highly recommend Sony. My previous camera and this camera are all Sony, and I never had any issues with it. But then again, I haven't really used other brands, so I can't really comment on that, I guess. There's a lot of people using Sony. They must have something that is better than other brands. You know, I do notice the new Nikon CR, I think, looks fantastic and is super cheap for a full frame red camera. Also super tiny, which is great for travel, and is compatible with Sony E-mount lenses. So you might want to check. out that one. Really Blythe. How do you come up with video ideas? So I recently did a video on that. You can check that out. I'll link it up here. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly talk about it. So if you're someone new, one good way is to look at other people's comment section. Usually there are people asking questions and you can just answer them in your own way. How would you film if you don't have a particularly aesthetic or good looking neighborhood? I mean, the places I film at aren't that really good looking, to be honest. Like the editing, the color grading, the effects really helps. Also your composition. So try to master those, which takes me to the next question. How to color grade? I think this is probably the most asked question in the comments. Okay, I can't just answer this in this video because it's gonna be 30 or an hour long. So, but I promise you, I will make a dedicated video before the end of this year. So stay tuned for that. If I don't, you can cancel me. Oh. What software do I use? So I use Davinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version. When I first started, I used Adobe Premiere. I just wanted to streamline my workflow, so I moved everything to Davinci. I used the free version for a bit, and I realized I wanted to go all in, and yeah, just never look back. My favorite editing tool ever. What font do you use? So the one that I use is called Helvetica New and CT for Mum. I think that's how you pronounce it. So if you're a graphic designer, you probably know Helvetica is widely used. You can see it anywhere. I think they use it for the NYC subways. But one tip, it's not about the font. It's about how you use the font. You also need to think about the line spacing and also I forgot what's that, this thing. You have to take those in consideration to make it look aesthetic, if that makes sense. How do I do the text effect? Okay, let's head back home and I'll quickly show you. There we go. I believe you need to have Davinci Resolve Studio, which is the paid version, because the feature we're going to use is the Text Plus. First, you pick a font and then type something in. Of course, what I like to do is make it a bit tighter. Once you've done that, now do a bit of blur to it, find it here. And then if you want to make it dissolve, do this and put a keyframe to the blur. And next question, how do you add captions to your video? Super easy. So first you go to timeline and then there's the AI tool. Click on create subtitles from audio. Boom, that's it. You might have to adjust the caption yourself just to make sure all the wordings are correct. All right, now back to the part. The biggest thing I can't deal with is shy. It's pretty hard to talk normally with a lot of eyesight. Do you have any tips for that? This is super normal. It will happen, especially when you first started out. Just focus on what you're talking about. You are explaining something, let's say to a friend, rather than focusing on you're filming yourself. And the more that you do it, the better you get at it. You just gotta keep practicing. That's pretty much it. I made a video about this, which is how to vlog as an introvert. You can watch it over here. The first time that I actually do it, I was so scared. I'll probably record like for 10 seconds. And then, yeah, I just never went back to it because I was shitting myself pretty much. But yeah, you just got to do it scared, overcome your fear. At the end of the day, no one's going to judge you except for yourself. So keep that in mind. And that is it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And if you have any more questions, just leave it in the comment section down below. We'll try my best to answer all of your questions. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.